So today we're going to be taking a look at the General Weir and Storm Commando comic book pack that was released as a Walmart exclusive around 2009-2010, and it was released alongside the General Ron Mock pack, and there was also a Rebel Pilot pack that was released with that as well. I believe it was Blue Mon Calamarian as well. Three kind of overlooked packs in this line. They were some of the last ones to get released. And especially Storm Commandos. I think Storm Commandos are heavily overlooked anyway. There's just not a whole lot of lore about them in the Star Wars universe, unfortunately. And they never really got a chance to really develop. And I think at this point, they're really never going to get a chance ever again, because the Death Troopers pretty much took over for the Storm Commandos. And at this point, it just really wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to include them. It's basically just a Scout Trooper in black armor. But still, it's a cool concept. I think they look really neat, and the armor looks really good in black. So we'll take a closer look here at the action figures here in a second. Now note first, this is the first video I have with this new setup with a white background. I think it'll definitely enhance the videos quite a bit, and it looks really nice so far. And let me know what you think in the comments of that. So I don't have the original package here to show you. I did get this pack and the Infinities, the white Darth Vader with the Endor outfit Leia. I got those two packs together as a set on eBay for about $100 at the time, and this was in 2019. But I do have the comic book here to show you. X-Wing Rogue Leader. I never really read this series too much, but it does seem somewhat interesting. Very nice images throughout this. So as far as I know too about General Weir, he's not a very nice character. I do know he is the one who kills Nien Nunb, the pilot alongside Lando in Return of the Jedi. Nice image of General Weir there. I'm not sure if it's General Weir or General Weir. I suspect he's heavily German influenced. Lots of good images here. Really nice one there. And I think this comic book as well features Nien Nunb's demise, unfortunately. Not sure how close this ties into the X-Wing series that was released in the mid-90s. I have read most of that series at this point. I would assume this takes place around the same time. There you can see there's poor Nien Nunb there. Getting beat up by General Weir there. Nice images of those Clone Wars action figures. Clone Wars line is still one of my favorites to date. I do have some of these. I have the Ventress and the Count Dooku, which we'll give a review eventually. Some other things. Legacy Collection getting featured. Those are all good action figures as well. And some advertisements. So that's the comic book. We'll take a look at General Weir here first. So he doesn't really come with this DC-17, or DC-15 I should say. I include that with him because the two weapons that they do come with are just the two standard Scout Trooper pistols, which to me, as a Storm Commando, would they really go out with such light weaponry like that? Same with this one. I just gave him the Droid Blaster because a lot of it too is based on, there's a really good mod for the original Battlefront 2 game where you play as a Storm Commando named Captain Archer, and you basically raid in a a Mandalorian bunker and go on a mission for that. It's a really quick mod. It's just one mission in instant action mode. And that's, to date, that's still one of my favorite parts about Battlefront 2 is that mod. And I believe that the weapon design that the Storm Commandos use is very similar to Droid Blaster, so that's why I included it with this. But neither of the two weapons you see in their hands, this one or that one, are included with this. So General Weir is a little bit of a different sculpt. For the most part, he's just reusing the Scout Trooper body that was released around 2006 in the OTC line, VOTC line, I believe it was. It was Han Solo and Trenchcoat, Greedo, and a few others as well. But the helmet is all new, as you can see there. Very nice red detailing in him as well, way to distinguish him from the rest. I do have a total of 3 Storm Commandos in my collection. This one, that one, and then the one that came with the Evolutions pack with Feast Grata. And that's a very nice one as well. Like how he has that red visor. Looks really nice. The paint's very shiny. Gives them a very distinguished look. And this harness is really nice too. I don't think you can take it off. There doesn't seem to be a peg anywhere where you can unlatch it or anything. But that's not too big of a deal. So in terms of the articulation, he does have a ball joint at the neck there, then hinged shoulders, hinged elbows. Not quite 90 degrees, but pretty close. Then swivel gauntlets there. Hinged torso, pretty good hinge there. Then swivel hips, then hinged knees, and hinged ankles as well. He does have a removable helmet. It is a little bit of a squishy helmet. It's not too bad though. It's not like some of the TBC clone helmets that we've been getting in recent years. Or not recent years so much anymore, but TBC clones that we got in the past had that very squishy helmet. It's a little more sturdy than that. It's a pretty good head sculpt. Not a whole lot to say about it. Very stern expression. And it fits pretty well. So like I said, the 2 weapons they come with are just 2 Scout Trooper pistols. Nothing to really say about these. We've been getting these for years at this point, and it looks like for the most part we still get these in the TBC line. These have been around for almost 20 years at this point. Like I said, I think Storm Commandos, they should have came with heavier weaponry besides these. I doubt Storm Commandos are going to be rushing the battle with 2 pistols like that, unless it's a last resort. So I just keep this as like his spare, and then I don't even keep him displayed with that at all, and I always keep this clone rifle with him. And he holds it pretty well. Then here's the normal Storm Commando. Again, nothing, it looks really nice, but nothing too unique about it. It's basically just a repainted Scout Trooper. Instead of having the red detailing, he has silver instead, which looks really nice. Very crisp paint. It is interesting to me to look at a lot of the Star Wars action figures from this time and how particular Hasbro was with the paint. It was usually very crisp. I can't think of too many samples I had at the time that were really bad. And these days, quality control doesn't seem to be quite as good. The sculpts are there, but the paint definitely could use a lot of work. But it looks really nice on these two. Again, very shiny armor. Now, other than the silver visor, he's pretty much all black. So in terms of the articulation as well, ball joint the neck, hinge shoulders, really good range there. Then hinged elbows, swivel gauntlets, really good joint at the torso there. Then swivel hips, and hinged knees, and hinged ankles as well. Kind of tight joints. I don't really mess with these too much, so the joints kind of get tight over time. And he holds his droid blaster really well. And similar to General Weir, he just comes with the two standard Scout Trooper blasters. Nothing unique about these at all. And he looks really good displayed like that. If you finagle with it a little bit, you could probably get him holding the rifle with two hands. But other than that, I think that's really all there is to say about this pack. Like I said, nothing really too new about it. It's basically just two repainted Scout Troopers. But like I said, I've always been a big fan of the Storm Commandos. I think it's a really cool concept. Unfortunately, there's just not a lot of lore out there, and this is probably about as close as we're going to get to it. With that being said, I do recommend this set for your collection if you manage to find them for a good price. These days, I do see this set go for maybe $100 on its own, which I think is completely ridiculous. But if you can find it for a somewhat reasonable price, I definitely would recommend it for your collection. I wouldn't pay an outrageous amount for it, but if, like I said, it's probably one of the more overlooked comic book packs. I've never even seen this one in the wild at all. I had to get this one on eBay, like I mentioned. And I can't think as many comic book shops that I've gone into around the United States and Europe even. I've never seen this anywhere. So it's something that you might have to basically rely on eBay for if you really want this for your collection. But it's a good opportunity to get two unique Imperials for your collection. General Weir, he's probably not the most favorite character in the world, but he's still a really cool one to have in your Imperial collection. So anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more reviews in the future. There will be plenty more to come. And if you have not already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. And I'll also start doing maybe daily community posts as well. Something to keep an eye out on. And I also have the Instagram linked in the description as well if you want to check that out. And thanks for watching.